Exclusive, Wall Street revives Russian bond trading after U.S. pass beforehand. New York. Several essential Wall Street banks have all started offering to facilitate trades in Russian debt in recent days, consistent with financial institution files visible by means of giving investors every other risk to do away with assets widely visible in the West as poisonous. Most U.S. and European banks had pulled back from the marketplace in June after the Treasury Department banned U.S. investors from purchasing any Russian safety as a part of economic sanctions to punish Moscow for invading Ukraine, consistent with an investor who holds Russian securities and banking assets. Following subsequent pointers from the Treasury in July that allowed U.S. holders to wind down their positions, the largest Wall Street corporations have cautiously backed to the marketplace for Russian government and company bonds, in step with emails, customer notes and other communications from 6 banks in addition to interviews with the sources. The banks that are within the marketplace now consist of J.P. Morgan Chase & Company (NYSE), JPM, Bank of America Corp. (NYSE), BAC, Citigroup Inc. (NYSE), Deutsche Bank AG (NYSE), DB, Barclays, Lon, BARC, plc and Jefferies Financial Group Inc., the papers display. The go-back of the most important Wall Street companies, the info of the trades they are presenting to facilitate and the precautions they may be taking to keep away from breaching sanctions are stated right here for the primary time. Bank of America, Barclays, Citi and J.P. Morgan declined to comment. A Jefferies spokesperson mentioned it became running inside worldwide sanctions guidelines to facilitate our clients' needs to navigate this complex state of affairs. A supply close to Deutsche Bank (ETR), DBKGN, mentioned the bank trades bonds for customers on a request-only and case-by-case basis to similarly manage down its Russia threat exposure or that of its non-U.S. customers, however received it do any new employer out of doors of these two categories. Stranded assets. Some $40 billion of Russian sovereign bonds were tremendous earlier than Russia commenced what it calls a unique army operation in Ukraine in February. Roughly half become held by way of foreign price range. Many investors got stranded with Russian property. As their price plummeted, buyers disappeared and sanctions made trading hard. In May, 2 U.S. lawmakers asked J.P. Morgan and Goldman Sachs Group Inc. (NYSE) GS for data about trades in Russian debt, pronouncing they will undermine sanctions. The following month, the Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control banned U.S. cash managers from buying any Russian debt or stocks in secondary markets, prompting banks to tug returned. Regulators have considering taken steps to assist ease the ache for investors. The Treasury furnished in addition guidance on July 22 to help settle default coverage payments on Russian bonds. It also clarified that banks may want to facilitate, clean and settle transactions of Russian securities if this helped U.S. holders wind down their positions. Separately, European regulators have also eased policies to allow investors to cope with Russian belongings with the aid of letting them put them into so-called facet pockets on a case-by-case foundation. The rate of some Russian bonds has jumped along the renewed buying and selling pastime, seeing that past due July. That ought to make the trades extra appealing to buyers and additionally assist organizations that offered safety in opposition to Russian default. For instance, U.S. bond manager PIMCO, which was on the hook for a payout of around $1 billion after Russia defaulted on its greenback debt in June, could now store around $300 million, one investor envisioned. PIMCO declined to remark. There's a few bid emerging for each nearby and outside bonds for the primary time in a while, said Gabriele Foa, portfolio manager of the Global Credit Opportunities Fund at Algebri, who follows the marketplace for Russian securities. Some banks and brokers are the use of this bid to facilitate divestment of Russian positions for traders that want to get out. Couldn't set up who become shopping for the bonds. Graphic. Russian bonds concerned in CD's public sale. Lots of rules some banks are presenting to trade Russian sovereign and company bonds, and a few are imparting to facilitate trades in bonds denominated in each rubles and US bucks, in keeping with the documents and the investor who holds Russian securities.